and here I want to actually create another array of integer numbers. So int, okay, and then I need to specify that I am going to create an array by putting a pair of brackets after my type name, okay, and the name of my array is occurrence, okay, and then I put in an assignment operator here, new int, and here I need to actually specify the size of my array, okay. So my array is going to actually accept 6 integer numbers, okay. And now let's actually create a for loop for, and inside the parentheses of this for loop I want to actually create an integer variable int respond, okay. The name of my variable is respond, assignment operator 0, okay. And here I need to actually specify a condition for this loop until respond is less than people rates dot length, okay. So this loop is going to be actually executed until the value of this respond variable here, as you can see, is less than the value of the length of this people rates array, okay. And then here I need to actually type in respond plus plus. So after each execution of this loop, the value of this respond variable is going to be incremented by 1, okay. So now inside of these curly braces, I want to actually manipulate the values that are inside of this occurrence array. So as you know, by default, the values that are actually inside of this occurrence array are actually zeros. And here I want to manipulate those values. So here I can just type in plus plus occurrence sub respond, okay. So in this way, for example, the value of this respond, for the first time that this loop is going to be executed, the value of this respond variable is 0, okay. So this 0 is going to be here inside of these brackets, okay. The value of this respond variable is 0, okay. So occurrence sub 0 is going to actually give me the value that is inside of the index 0 of this occurrence array, okay. So here, as you can see, we actually created this array, okay, and we didn't actually assign any value to this to the indexes of this array, okay. We just specified that this array is going to actually accept 6 integer numbers, okay, and by default the values that are actually inside of the indexes of this array are actually zeros. So here I am saying plus plus occurrence respond. So for the first time that this loop is going to be executed, the value of this respond variable is 0. So plus plus occurrence sub 0 is going to actually increment the value that is inside of the index 0 of this array, okay. Increment the value that is inside of the index 0 of this array by 1, okay. So hopefully that makes sense. And now let's actually create, after this for loop, let's actually create another for loop, okay. And here inside of the parentheses, let's actually create an integer variable int amount, okay, assignment operator number 1, okay, semicolon. Here I need to actually create a condition in which this loop is going to execute. So until the value of this amount variable is less than the value of the occurrence array dot length, okay. Until the value of this amount variable is less than the value of the length of this occurrence array, okay. And here I can just type in amount plus plus, and here I am saying that after each execution of this for loop, it's going to actually increment the value of this amount variable by 1, okay. So here inside of these curly braces of this for loop, I can just first of all I want to instantiate these two string objects that I actually declared here, okay. So first I can just type in old txt rates value, okay, assignment operator. Here I can just type in txt rates dot get text, okay, dot to string. Here I am actually getting the value of this txt text view object, and then I am actually converting that value to a string value so that I can actually assign that value to this old txt rates value here, okay. And here again, I can just type in old txt number of stars value, assignment operator, txt number of stars dot get text dot toString. Okay. And here I am actually getting the value of this txt number of stars text view, and I am converting that value to a string value so that I can actually assign that value to this old txt number of stars value here. Okay. And now I want to output some values to the screen, so I can just type in txt rates dot set text, and inside the parentheses, first of all, I want to output the value of this old txt rates value, okay, so that I can actually see the previous values that were actually outputted to the screen. So here I can just type in old txt rates value plus, here I want to concatenate this value with the newest values, okay, with other values, plus amount here. Okay, I refer to the name of this amount variable so that I can actually read the values of this amount variable here. Okay, again, I want to actually type in txt number of stars text view dot set text. Again, I want to output the old txt number of stars value here, okay, so that I can actually see the previous values, plus, okay, occurrence sub amount. Okay, here, as you can see, first of all, I refer to the name of this string object, okay, and then I put a plus operator here, and then I refer to the name of this array occurrence. Okay, so as you can see here, this is our array that we actually created in line 27, sub amount. Okay, and here, for the first time that, for example, this loop is going to be executed, the value of this amount variable is 1, okay, number 1. So here it's going to actually output number 1 to the screen, and here it's going to actually output the value that is inside of the index number 1 of this occurrence array. Okay, so now after this amount here, let's actually create a new line character, \n, and here after this occurrence sub amount here, put a plus operator and then 2 double quotes, and inside the double quotes put a new line character here. Okay, \n. And now let's actually run our project and see what happens. Okay, as you can see here, our application actually crashed. Okay, unfortunately app 17 has stopped. Okay, so now let's actually go inside the log and see what's the cause of this error. Okay, so as you can see here inside of the log, okay, select this Android monitor so that you can see the logs here. And here, in order to see the errors, here inside the log level section, you can actually choose error, okay, so that you can only see what's the cause of this error. Okay, fatal exception main. Okay, and here, as you can see, it says component info here, java.lang.array index out of bounds exception length 6 index 6. Okay, so here it says that we actually tried to access the index 6 of this occurrence array. Okay, so as you know, in our programming, we always count from number 0. Okay, for example, we actually specified that this array is going to accept 6 integer numbers. Okay, so we count the values that are actually inside of this occurrence array like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Okay, so if I actually count these values here, we have 6 integer numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and here, as you can see, these are the indexes of this array. Okay, these 6 values, as you can see, are the indexes of this array. Okay, and we cannot actually access the index number 6 of this array because this array can only accept 6 integer numbers. Okay, so these are the 6 integer numbers, and we cannot, for example, access the index number 6. That's not right. Okay, that's the cause of our error. As you can see here, it says java.lang.array index out of bounds exception, length 6, index 6. Okay, if I actually click on this blue link here, main activity.java 31 here, as you can see, it says the cause of this error is this line of code here. Okay,